Also, in rural Texas, Greg Abbott and Beto are digging in over school vouchers.
Yeah.
Big battle there over school vouchers mounting in the race for governor. Mm-hmm. It was set into motion after incumbent Abbott offered his clearest support yet for the idea. His Democrat challenger, Beto, is hammering Abbott over the issue on the campaign trail, especially seeking an advantage in rural Texas, where Democrats badly know they need to do better and where vouchers split Republicans. O'Rourke's campaign is also running newspaper ads in at least 17 markets, mostly rural, that urge voters to reject Greg Abbott's radical plan to defund public schools.
Well, that just means that parents are getting the funds.
Yes. Yeah, it just means that you can choose. What about the right to choice?
So Arizona, of course, leading the way on this, where parents are getting the money they would spend toward public education.
Yeah.
Now we're going to give the money to you, and you can go and put your kid in a private school if you'd like. It's called competition, and it works everywhere it's tried, including education. You force public schools to be better. You pick private schools that work for you, and you get to choose where your kid goes. I cannot understand the argument against this. I just can't.
Or you take the money and you invest it in homeschool.
There you go. You do that too.
You get all the books and manuals that you need.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go broke doing it because you're using the money you would have paid the public school system.
Exactly. Because homeschool parents are paying twice.
Yes.
Paying into the system, and then we're paying for materials. And then we can't even use the system when we want to.
Pisses me off so much, too. That just drove me out of my mind. I kept telling them, look, I'm paying for this. I'm paying for this. Now you're telling me I can't use it? Not if you don't go here full time. Nope, sorry. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less.
And, of course, the Tebow bills around the country, that's not the answer because that's just a Trojan horse to get the government into your home to see what you're teaching your kids. Yeah, sure, you can use facilities, absolutely, but you're gonna have to show us what you're teaching, and your kids are gonna have to pass some sort of thing or whatever. No, back off. So anyway, so that's not the answer either there. But so you know how one thing that they do here in Texas, Pat, is during the primaries. Like if you decide to vote in the Republican primary, then the Republican Party asks you questions on the ballot. I'm not sure if they do this at every state. But it's almost like a survey of Republican voters.
Well,
right?
It essentially is a survey.
Yeah.
They're just finding out what you support and what you don't.
Yeah, what should they pursue legislatively in the future?
But it doesn't make it law.
Right.
When you vote for it.
So we voted on this.
So, yes, voters backed school choice but here's the reason they backed it, okay? They don't know how to read the complex proposal.
I love this so much.
They can't read. That's why they backed it. The wording too stupid.
The wording was so tricky too on the primary ballot, was it not?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to tell you how it reads.
Okay, you do that.
Texas parents and guardians should have the right to select schools, whether public or private, for their children, and the funding should follow the student. Oh, that's a complex idea that I just can't get my head around. How can I read that? That's too complicated for me.
So ambiguous.
Oh, man. 88% of Republican primary voters supported it. 88%. Yeah, well, that's because they can't read. Okay.
Yeah, that was like an argument from a professor, right?
Yep. Stephen F. Austin, Professor Amber Wagnon.
Okay.
The language is too complicated for GOP voters to understand the implications of their support. No. No, it isn't. Wow, that is insulting.
So insulting. But heaven forbid you want to get the money that's used to educate your kids and have the power to dictate where they get to go to school with that money.
Really something else. I mean, I just can't. I can't. Because it's destroying the youth. Destroying them. I don't know how they survive it. I mean, they're being so bombarded with all this stuff. They have been so bombarded that the transgender stuff and the homosexual stuff and the woke stuff is all...
critical race theory.
Yeah. It's all they should be about. It's all they are about.
Yeah, if you're white and you're straight There's no place in this society for you, is
Right.
what your children are being taught every day.
And you're not going to be talked about. You're not special. You know, when the teacher in the class is showing how special everybody is that's different, and, you know, isn't it only logical that other kids might want that attention too?
And whether it's a check you're writing to a college somewhere and sending your kid off to be destroyed forever, or whether it's through your property taxes, you are paying for this madness and this destruction of your child.
Yeah, and heaven forbid we have a choice of where to send our kids to school.